All right.
Welcome back, everybody.
All right.
Season 1,
Championship
episode
week.
14.
We have arrived.
Championship week, as they say, Nikki.
That's right.
The rubber
And the
hits the
money.
pavement. I thought last week things came together a little bit for some teams, but this week where the playoff spots are going to be made, right? This is it.
Right. This is it. Yeah. Championships are on the line this week. Trophies.
Yep. Trophies and positions and bowl games and everything is going to be up for grabs. I think some spots are kind of figured out, but we'll see. So let's go over some of the stuff that happened this week. It was a good week for obviously the games were unbelievable.
All right.
Jason Smith going to Michigan State. That was, I think, a pretty good hire, don't you think?
I do. I mean, it's it's a whole different section of the country for him. But if you can rebuild Oregon State and Corvallis, you can rebuild Michigan State and East Lansing.
Yeah, I agree. I mean, I think Michigan State has more resources.
Right.
Obviously, they're part of the Power Five, the Big Ten. Oregon State's kind of on an island now, right? They're going to join the Mountain West or some bullshit.
Right.
So I thought that was a good move for him. And I think that's a good hire for Sparty, man. I mean, they could have done a lot worse than him. And he's a head coach. It's not an assistant they could have hired. And they probably didn't have to pay him Mel Tucker money, I don't think. I don't know what they paid him, but hopefully they didn't pay him Mel Tucker money.
They may not have Mel Tucker money to give him. At some point, the piggyback may get empty.
Mike Elko, the Texas A&M, who's a defensive coordinator there. I think, and I told you this in the middle of the season, the job he was doing at Duke. I mean, him and the ball coach and Cutcliffe had like 1 or 2 good years. So the only 3 coaches that have ever won there at Duke, right? No one's ever won at Duke in football. Elko, Cutcliffe for a year or 2, and the ball coach. We all know who that is, Steve Spurrier.
Right. Yes.
So I think that's a great hire for A&M. They're such a battered program.
Why do you think that?
Because I think he's a great coach that could have got other jobs that are probably not as bad as Texas A&M, because the expectations at A&M are ridiculous. They've never won anything, by the way.
Right.
Never. They've never won anything, but they think they're Texas and they think they're Bama, and they're not.
Right.
So when you have the expectations that high,
and
you never perform to those expectations, it's a no-win job. Right. So that's why getting him, I think, is huge for them. Now, the one thing they have going in their favor, $2 billion a year endowment. They always have cash and lots of it.
Right.
And so in this era of nil in the portal, they can always go get some dudes. And he's a good coach. Do you not think that's a good hire for them?
I do. I was curious. What did you think about? I don't know if this happened, but if Mark Stoops turned them down, what do you make of that? I mean, obviously he's in coaching. His brother Mike's in coaching. His brother Bob's in coaching.
Big game Bob. Big game Bob.
Big game Bob. Yeah.
One game. Big game is all great.
Right.
I don't know if they turned him down. Maybe, what about Urban Meyer? Let's talk about him. He interviewed for both of those jobs.
Yeah.
He supposedly was in negotiations with Michigan State to come there. Interview for the A&M job. They didn't. So what's up with that?
I don't know what to make of that. I don't know. I can't figure that one out.
He's itching to get back in the game.
Yeah.
But I personally think he ends up looking for, that A&M job's a good job, man, even though they've never won anything. But in today's current college football world, it's a great job. Great money, great recruiting, great alumni support. Whatever you need, you get there. It's like LSU's a great job. Same as LSU. It's the same kind of job.
Right.
LSU's won 3 championships, though.
Right.
So I think that's a great hire for A&M. They could have done so much worse. If they hired Liar, I think they probably would have been playing for a championship soon, but Elko's going to build something better than that. I think he's going to build some longevity there. Hopefully he sticks around there.
Right.
But too bad for Duke. I mean, he had them actually being respectable. Now they're going to suck again.
Right.
And then there's a couple minor hires. You told me about Trent Bray to Oregon State and Syracuse, Fran Brown. I mean, those are just guys trying to make it, right? I mean,
Right.
Oregon State job's a tough job now. They're out of the Pac-12. And
Right.
the Cuse job is just a hard job. I mean, it's Syracuse. It's upstate Syracuse. They're good
Right.
at basketball. It's an indoor sport. I mean, you don't
Right.
have to freeze.
Right.
So get back on a couple games from this week, man. I mean, what a unbelievable weekend. One more story is JMU is getting in a bowl
Oh,
because
good.
not enough teams qualified for the bowls. They needed 82 teams with 6 wins, and only 79 teams had 6 wins.
Right.
So they got them in, and I think Minnesota is getting in, and I think South Carolina. Those 3 got the last 3 spots. I don't know what
Well,
bowl
that's
to
great,
go
man,
into.
because JMU's a legit top 30 team.
Top 20.
Yeah. Top 20, yeah.
Top 20 team. And they're good, and whoever plays them, they're gonna thump.
Right.
Because it's gonna be a middle of the road Power 5 team who's okay, but they're really good. They're gonna thump them to make a point of it too. I wouldn't want to play them. Would you want to play them?
No way.
No,
No
I mean,
way,
you think
man.
Wisconsin wants to play them? No,
No way. They don't
way.
want it.
South
No part of
Carolina,
that.
no.
No, sir.
Arkansas, no. Stay away
No.
from them. UCLA,
Right.
USC, they don't want to play them. Nobody wants to play them. I don't even think the big boys want to play them because they play hard, man, and
Right.
they're well
Right.
coached. So
Coastal Carolina's no pushover, and they'd lift them up.
thump them at
Yeah.
Coastal.
Yeah.
Thump them. So Michigan, obviously, Ohio State, great game. Lived up to the hype, thank God. These games tend to not live up to the hype. And FSU UF, I thought that was a pretty game. I watched some of that. I really didn't think Free Shoes would beat them, but the thing of it is their defense is pretty legit. I mean, I don't know if you watched any of that. Did you watch any of that
I
game?
watched a lot of that game.
Their defense is pretty good, man. They put their foot down on Florida and crunched them in the second half.
Right.
And that's really what won the game is their defense. And I think they're going to beat Louisville and go undefeated. Don't you?
I do.
Yeah. I mean, the Ville, not very good. They lost to Kentucky in a really good game. I don't know if you saw any of that. That was
I did not see that one. Yeah, I missed
that was a
that
high
one.
level game.
Yeah.
So let's recap some of the games. I mean, Alabama, Auburn. It's going to be known as the 4th and 32 game. 4th and 32.
Right.
Poor Auburn.
I mean,
losing New Mexico State, get thumped by New Mexico State.
Right.
And of course, everyone thinks Alabama is going to kill them, including yours truly and my co-host next to me.
Right.
And they play them tough.
Right.
I mean, and those rivalry games, you never know, right? You
right.
don't fucking know. And then Bama just sticks them in the fucking eyeball, puts a pin in their eyeball, knocks them out.
Right.
That was payback for the kick 6, don't you think?
Right. Yeah. 10 years later.
Yeah, that was payback for the kick 6.
Yeah.
So that was hard for Auburn. I felt bad for them.
Yeah.
Of course, James Madison putting a thumping on Coastal at home, unbelievable. Maryland, of course, beating Rutgers. They were up 28-3 in the first quarter. It was they really came out to make a statement there, right? I mean, Rutgers. If you would have given them an inch, I think they might have won that game. I thought they'd play them tougher than they did. I take it you saw some of that, right? I
did. I heard the coach, Coach Shiano's post game show on Rutgers radio network, and he was like, kind of like Rutgers is just spent. Like they need to get in the barn and get some rest and get some guys, back. they don't have much in the tank anymore. He gave Maryland full credit, but he said that Rutgers just doesn't have anything in the tank right now.
You called that. You said after the beatings they've taken at Iowa and Penn State, they're not going to have much left, and Maryland took advantage of that. Washington State, another rivalry game, played Washington down the wire. And really should have won the game, had a late interception. You know, that was hard to watch them lose that game because they have no business playing with Washington. And then Cal thumps UCLA after they thumped USC.
At UCLA.
At UCLA.
A little going away present.
Yeah, you said there might be some bad blood there. Cal. I think they took it out on UCLA, and I think that was the biggest shocker of the week. Don't you think? The weekend. I
do. Yeah, just the way UCLA had nothing. They had nothing against Arizona State at home. Go across town and beat USC soundly, and then come back home and get blasted by Cal. It's crazy.
Yeah.
Chip Kelly is apparently keeping his job. So
this is what the year's been, though, right, Nick? Every week we think we have it figured out, and boom, it changes from week to week. I mean, the Auburn Alabama game, that one shocked me. I'm not gonna lie to you. I thought they would thump them.
I mean, 4th and 30 yards to go.
32.
And
32 yards. Yeah. And last play of the game, too. There's not like if you get a first down. This is 4th and 32 and goal.
Right.
It's either touchdown or bust. So they got to throw it in the end zone.
Right.
Guy makes a great catch. Hood makes a great catch in the corner of the end zone. That's football, man. You can't take your eyes off of it. And then Penn State, Michigan State, I thought Michigan State playing tougher. I didn't realize it was an indoor game in Detroit.
Yeah.
And that changes things a little bit. That's just a speed game, and Penn State just blew them out. I mean, thumped them badly, 42-0. And let's go over the pick of the week, which was the under on Memphis Temple.
Oh, yeah.
You're 10-4 for the year. Unbelievable record. Unbelievable record.
So what happened is we were looking good. I was counting the money, and it was like second. It was like 2 minutes left, maybe two, and Temple was way down. And first down, they throw a short pass. Second down, Kurt Warner's son Eli fades back, throws a 75-yard bomb. I mean, it's like a corner route bomb, and he just broke it, man. I mean, you got to give the guy credit, but you don't even know, why they were running a route like that. But I said it was a bad. I'm not going to lie, it was a bad beat. I was down, but then I remembered the Houston Texas game where the refs totally screwed over Dana Holgerson down in Houston, and I thought, well, it all evens out.
Yeah.
So you just got to move on. But so Kurt Warner's son, that was his last pass at Temple because he's transferring.
He's in the portal?
Yeah, he's in the portal. He entered the portal today.
So when you think about it, so they're getting blown out, and you think they're just going to kneel down, right, or run the ball, whatever. Yeah. And they go for like the miracle touchdown, and they hit on it.
Right.
And it kicks the over. Terrible.
Right. Yeah.
Speaking of over, Iowa, Nebraska, 25.5. I like the under there.
Right.
And it hit again.
And the under came right in,
God.
Yeah.
How does that happen?
Right.
13-10. I went 8 for 10 for the week. Not great. Not my best week. Not the worst.
That's all right.
Not my best. It was a tough week, man. A lot of weird stuff happened.
Right.
I liked Ohio State deeply, and they played
I did
tough.
too.
Michigan's just really good defensively, man.
Right.
I mean, they hunkered down and they made some plays on the offensive end. And of course, they know Ohio State's plays, so it's kind of hard to beat a team who already knows what you're going to run before you run it.
Right.
That's tough. And then Georgia Tech was a tough game, right? That was closer than I thought it was going to be. You thought Georgia Tech would play them tough too. I did
I
not.
didn't really think they'd play them tough. I thought that, they wouldn't lose like 60 points or something like that. But
And
I
they
didn't think
did. They played them
yeah,
tough. Yeah,
yeah,
they played them tough. I kind of like BC against Miami with 10.5, and they ended up getting blown
right.
out by Miami. And that's kind of the highlights. NC State blew out North Carolina. I told you about North Carolina. I thought they were done after
Yeah,
the debacle the week before, and they're
right,
done. Yeah, they're finished.
right.
All right, so coming up this week, championship week. Let's go.
All right. So, first game of the slate, Friday night, get home, get set up in your sports room. We got number 6 Oregon at Washington at Allegiant Stadium in Las Vegas. Oregon is favored by almost a touchdown and a field goal, 9.5 points. I guess that is a touchdown and a field goal with an over-under of 66.5.
This is a ridiculous line.
Okay.
There is no way Washington is 9.5 points worse than Oregon.
Okay.
I don't even understand this line. I mean, I guess I think
People
Washington. I like Washington in this game. I'm sorry. I like what's the over under 66?
66.5.
And I like the over. I'm double betting this one.
Okay.
I mean, what do you think? Well, give me your thoughts on that game.
I guess Oregon's been putting the wood to everybody for the last 2 months.
Yeah.
Since
right.
I mean, Washington has won all their games, but they haven't, blown anybody out or anything like that.
Yep.
But they won. They won the games, and
12-0.
Yeah. Can I just get your opinion on something?
Yeah.
So, I guess for both these teams, they have played in rough weather for the last month. Or the weather on Saturday was pretty good in Seattle, but obviously in Las Vegas it'll be more of a desert, no rain. How do
It's indoor. The stadium's indoor, Nick.
Oh, the stadium's totally indoors?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, it's a bowl.
Okay. Well, okay. So you think that'll push it over or help push it over?
I agree. I think it'll be a track meet. I mean, those offices can get up and down the field, man. I think it'll be a track meet. That's what I think. But I think Washington's going to play with them. They're going to score as often as Oregon scores on them. And I just can't see Oregon beating them by 10 points, man. I just can't see it.
Okay.
Just cannot see it.
All right. I think that's a strong pick.
Yeah.
And then let's see. So we got Saturday, Okie State, Oklahoma State, ranked number 20th at Texas. 11 a.m. start in Jerry World in Arlington, Texas. Texas is favored by 14.5 points.
Texas playing really good, man.
Yeah, all 4 games on Friday night. I guess it was Oregon, Oregon State, Texas Tech, Texas, Penn State, Michigan State, and there was a 4th one, and none of them were competitive.
Ole Miss, Mississippi. No, that was on Thursday. That was on Thursday. Ole Miss, Mississippi. Yeah. Mississippi State. I'm gonna take Texas here, lay the 14. It's a lot of points. I think Okie State's gonna score, but man, Texas is playing really good right now. I mean, they thumped Texas Tech 57-6.
Right.
I mean, they're playing at a really high level offensively. They got a chance to make the playoffs, man. It's going to be close because they beat Bama.
Right.
Their one loss to Oklahoma. It's a good loss. It's not like a scrub loss.
Right.
So I think they're going to thump them to try to impress the committee. Is what I think is going to happen.
Okay.
I think they're going to put their foot on their throats and try to impress the committee.
All right. That's good call. I like it. Good thinking. And then There's another game in Vegas, sort of a smaller game at 3 p.m. Eastern. The Boise State Broncos against UNLV. You watch it for a little while, but not a big game, because the big games are at 4 o'clock in Atlanta. The game we've been waiting all year for, the #1 Georgia Bulldogs versus the #8 Alabama Crimson Tide. Georgia favored by 6.5 with an over-under of 54.5. This has a lot.
I'm gonna double bet this. I like Bama.
Okay.
I think Bama got scared last week. They're gonna play better this week. And I like the under there, Nick. I think it's gonna be a tough defensive battle there.
Okay. All right. I agree with you.
I'm surprised 54.5 is a lot.
Yeah.
Because both of those guys are pretty stout on the offensive end. I mean, on the defensive end.
Hey, I gotta give you credit for something. Not to interrupt. The Jalen Milroe, the quarterback at Alabama, all year long, you hung in with him, and you said he can play. Don't worry about the benching. Don't worry about it.
Yeah, he came around,
enough,
man. He is really, really good.
Yeah.
Let's hope he goes into the portal and Maryland goes out and gets him.
Yeah.
Because they got someone else coming in.
Right.
All right, so I like Bama there.
Okay.
And I like the under, double bet.
All right, sounds good. Okay, then speaking of unders, that brings us to the 8 p.m. prime
Here we
time
go.
game, which is I think it's in Indianapolis in the Dome.
It
the
is.
Michigan #3 Michigan Wolverines against the #17 Iowa Hawkeyes. Michigan's favored by 23.5 points.
I'm gonna go Iowa there, Nick.
Okay.
And that is my upset pick of the week. I think they beat them.
Oh wow, man, that's a bold statement. All right.
That is a bold statement. I think Michigan really is going to be emotionally drained, #1, physically beat up. Ohio State, that was every run was like 2 to 3 yards. I don't know if you watched it. You
Right.
saw, they were pounding the shit out of each other every play.
Right.
And that takes its toll, man. They're college kids still. They're 20, 18, 21 years old, 19 years old. And I
it's
think
a good angle. I think it's good thinking by you.
Yeah, it's a tough turnaround. Iowa obviously played too, but Iowa's used to the pounding, man. This is what Iowa does. They play pound football.
Right.
And I'm gonna take the under. Also,
all right.
I see a 17-14, 14-10. I think it's gonna be I think they're gonna shut down Michigan's offense. Corum looks to be a little nicked up. They have Donovan Edwards, who isn't Corum. Corum runs in between the tackles, and he's a tough 3-yard guy.
Yeah.
And Edwards is more like an outside. He'd rather run outside the tackles than inside the tackles.
Right.
And Corum would rather run inside the tackles, and I think he's a little nicked up. And I think Iowa's DBs are pretty good too, man. Their defensive backs are good. I think they're going to lock down the Michigan receivers. I see a win here by Iowa. I think Michigan still gets in the playoff, but I see them losing to Iowa.
Okay, all right.
I know you gotta go bold on these.
You gotta swing for the fences, no doubt.
Yeah, I'm not, but 23.5. I definitely think they cover. If they lose, they're definitely going to cover. That's a big number, man. That's a
huge number. It's crazy. Yeah.
It's like you're worthless. 23.5 point underdog. Give me a break.
Right.
At this point, everybody's good.
Right.
All right. We just have a few games left, right?
Yeah, only one game left. The Louisville Cardinals, #10, at undefeated Florida State. I think it's in Charlotte. Florida State favored by 2.5 points with an over-under of 48.5.
I like FSU there. I think Louisville's done. FSU showed me a lot against Florida, man. I thought they had nothing. I thought they were going to lose that game. And the backup quarterback's a little better than I thought he was going to be. I thought he was pretty good against Florida. He came out and got hurt. I think he got concussed or whatever, but he came back in and played
Right.
and brought home the victory, man. I like them to go undefeated here.
All right.
Which is a problem because I got them undefeated. I got Washington undefeated, right?
Right.
Well, I got Bama and Michigan losing, so I think it's gonna be a scramble. I think Texas might get in there.
Yeah. All right, man. Well, Texas is worthy. I mean, they're not a top team.
Yeah,
I mean, to
you
watch
said that.
Texas Tech is not a joke. I mean, maybe they were a little limited, but they're not a joke. And they went through them like they were standing still.
Right.
I mean, there was one pitch out, and the halfback just outran everybody. It was like the old wishbone days.
Yeah.
Zoom.
And the last game I want to talk about is Navy v Army, which is next week, December 9th. Have you ever been to that game?
No, I've never been to that game.
I haven't either. It's in Boston. I've been to Boston a bunch of times. Boston's a great town. I heard the pageantry for this game is where you want to be. I'm going to go. It's going to be in Baltimore coming up here soon at M&T. I want to go to this game, whether in Philly. Philly's like the traditional spot, right, where they usually have it.
Right. Philly's, yeah.
But I want to go to that game. We should try to make that game happen, you know?
All right.
Because it's usually the week after the season ends, so they have their own weekend to themselves, which they should. They deserve it.
Right.
And I'm gonna Army is a 2.5-point favorite, and I'm gonna take Navy to win that game this year.
All right. Anchors away.
So those are the games. I mean, there's a few other games: Appy State, Troy, and SMU, Tulane.
Right.
But basketball's in full swing. We're rolling into basketball, and I think maybe we have a half and half show next week with talking basketball. I'll talk about my road trip. I'm going to Indiana on Friday. Can't wait for that.
Right.
I booked this thing back in August thinking we're going to be, really good, and we're not really good. So it's going to be, hopefully we don't get beat too bad. But I think it's time, conference play starting.
Right.
We obviously go over the games from this weekend, next week, and then get into basketball and the bowl games. We should talk about the playoff, obviously, and those teams. But the bowl games, to me, they're just exhibitions. They're for fun and for the fans and the players.
Yeah.
Right? I mean,
unless there's a lock, in which case that's not for fun. It's for money.
There is some wagering that does happen.
Right.
Like I bet the Poolander Bowl one year,
Right.
the Blue Bonnet Bowl in Houston. Two of my favorites.
Right.
Speaking of that, hopefully Maryland gets a decent bowl. I just hope it's not something stupid. They're supposedly going to go to Vegas to play USC or Utah. I don't want them to play Utah because, Kyle Whittingham will have them full ready to go.
Right,
that guy doesn't do anything half-assed. I mean, he's full tilt. If they play SC, I know Caleb's not going to play, and probably a bunch of their stars aren't going to play. We'll probably beat them, which would be good for us.
Right.
Also, early signing day is in 2 weeks, right?
Right. First week of December. You got it right.
Is it the first or second week in December? I think it's December 12th or something, or 13th.
No, I think it's earlier than that, but you know better than I do.
Yeah, it's coming up though.
Right.
So that'll be fun, right? I mean, Jesus. We'll talk about that a little bit. So it looks to me like things are coming together, man. I mean, for basketball.
Yep.
I just want to do one more thing real quick. I want to share my screen really fast, Nick.
Okay.
Before we get off the air.
All right. I've got to make a pick too.
Oh, go ahead.
I've gone back and forth on this. It's either Florida State minus 2.5 or SMU plus 4.5. And I'll go with the ponies, Pony Express, SMU Mustangs plus 4.5.
Plus 4.5
Yeah,
against Tulane, right?
yeah,
And that's your pick of the week?
that's the pick of the week.
SMU plus 4.5.
Yeah.
All right. Love that. Let's go. Hang on. Can you see my screen?
I certainly can. Yeah, good job.
All right, good. Maybe the play of the year. Let's see. No. All right, you ready?
Yeah, I'm ready, baby. This is a good move. This is nice. 4th and goal.
4th and goal at the 32.
Right.
It was the 4th and goal game. All right, here we go.
There's a lot of airspace to cover for Miller. Still looking. Firing.
What a chuck, man. What a toss by Milrow. Oh, man. That's what college football is all about, you know?
Nick Saban, we're going for one. So
Yeah.
cool. We're going for
Yeah.
one. Oh, it's Isaiah Bond, not Hood. Bond. Oh.
Yeah.
Oh my God. Oh my God.
That's crazy, man. It just boom.
Clearly had it. One of it.
That is the play of the year, don't you think?
That is the play of the year, definitely.
I agree.
Couldn't-
That is the play of
Couldn't
the
end
year.
on it, but you know.
That's where we're going to end the show tonight with
All
that
right.
play. Oh, hang on. Hang on. Sorry, Nikki. All right.
No.
All right, man. That's it. I will talk
Okay.
to you. I'll try to send some pics of the boys from Indiana.
All right.
Bloomington. Should have really good seats. Hopefully near the bench, usually right behind the bench, and we should be on TV the whole game, which is
Okay,
always
good.
kind of cool. But
Have a safe trip.
Friday night, and I'm going to Detroit tomorrow for work, coming back
Okay.
same day, and then
Okay.
turning around Friday and going to Indy. So
Okay.
I'll let you guys know how it went. And I'll talk to you next week.
Okay, be well, Fernando. Travel
See you, Nikki.
safe.
Bye-bye.
All right, take care. Thanks. Bye.